Okay, so now that you have shared your seed story with your beginning, your middle, and your end with your partner, or some of you are still finishing up and almost done, then in your notebook, you're going to go to the Masterpiece tab and open that up. But you're going to go to this page right behind that tab, because we're going to use every single page here eventually. Okay, so make sure you're on the page right behind your tab. And you're going to start writing your story. But I need you to make sure that you skip lines. Okay? So you're going to start writing on this top line. Can I borrow your pencil?
Yeah. I got two on there.
So if you start writing on this top line, put an X on that next line so that you remember, oh, that line means I have to skip it. I can't write on that line.
So it's at the other point.
Okay, so let me, let's do this. If I have my lined paper, I'll do that on here. Your pencil, your notebook. Thank you. So I have my lined paper here, which means I'm gonna start my story either at the top so if I start writing here and I'm writing and I'm writing, I need to skip this line and then I'm gonna write on this line. Okay?
That's a lot of bees. This is bees.
And I'm gonna skip this line and then write on the next line. Amazing story, right?
Yes.
It's so good. And then I'm gonna skip this line. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Because when we go back, we need to do some editing, or we might need to do some revising and change things up a little bit as we're reading through these. This gives us space to be able to make some changes if we need to. So let's say I was like, oh, I don't like the sound of that sentence, so I'm gonna cross this one out and I'm gonna rewrite it up here. Okay, that's why we're skipping every other line. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, so skip what?
Every other
Skip every other line. Questions before I have you start writing your rough draft. Haley.
What if, like, in the middle of a sentence and you're supposed to go down and skip a line?
Then just start from there, skip the next line. That happens. I've done that in my writing too. I accidentally forgot to skip a line. So just remember on that next one to skip a line.
Wait, so next.
What
Lucas?
happens if, like, a sentence is too big and you, like, have to, like, go down one?
Yeah, that might happen too. That's like this pretend sentence that I started writing right here, finished up down here. Okay, it doesn't have to finish. A sentence doesn't have to finish on a line. You can go down to the next line that you need to write on. Any other questions? Yes.
When are we gonna write a non-fiction?
We're gonna be working on narrative fiction stories or narrative stories for just a little bit.
Because I got a great.
Are we just doing the one for the beginning and end?
You're doing a beginning, middle, end of your seed that you had written. Okay. All right. Okay, those of you that are finishing up your sharing, go ahead and do that. Those of you that are finished, go ahead and start writing your draft.